All right.
I was sitting in my mother's beauty parlor, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I see my in the eye. She said, "Somebody give me a pen. Give me a pen. So I have a prophecy.
No.
You
No,
speak to millions of people.
can't
I'm
hear it.
thinking about
I can barely hear it.
well, I have traveled the world, and I have spoke to millions of people. But that's not the most important thing, the success that I had. The most important thing is that what she taught me and what she told me that day has stayed with me since. If you think you want to do what you think I've done, then do what I've done. Fail big. Fail big. You only live once. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots. And you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. Dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals, life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. Remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I don't care how much money you make, you can't take it with you. And it's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. The most selfish thing you can do in this world is help someone else. Why is it selfish? Because the gratification, the goodness that comes to you, the good feeling that I get from helping others. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
So, um, I think that's a very powerful video, and it speaks to the fact that what we do now and what we do going forward basically determines exactly how we carry ourselves later on in life. And I think that's really, really, really important for everyone to understand. So, getting back to the point at hand, so I'm gonna share my screen right now, and I always talk to you guys about personal development. Well, This is definitely personal development. So here we go. All right. So, secrets of success is influenced by me. In other words, stories that I put into it. But the content is from Jim Rohn. And if any of you follow Jim Rohn, you will know that this man has accomplished a heck of a lot. And he's learned from his personal development through other people, like Napoleon Hill and other people, for example. And what's important here is that we understand that everybody will influence us in different ways. And what you guys can take from this is whatever you think makes sense to you. But I guarantee you at least some of this stuff will definitely apply, no doubt about it. All right, so that being said, let's go. So the secrets of success. Number one, power of purpose. Creating imagination, and the more powerful the purpose, the more it pulls you through and that you rise above the circumstances. Guys, your purpose that you create. Now everybody here is for USI, so I can speak to you this way. Your purpose that you create for exactly what you want to do. If you're just the person who wants to actually just buy packs and coast that way and not build a team, then you build that level to, hey, I'm going to get 500 packs in a certain amount of time, and then you do whatever you can to get to that point. If you're somebody who's trying to build a team, then you have to figure out what your purpose is for. Is your purpose just financial freedom? Is your purpose financial freedom for your family? Is it financial freedom for yourself? Is it just financial freedom from everything in life where you don't have to worry about absolutely anything? Because everybody's definition of financial freedom are very vast and very different. Rising above your circumstances that you have that are created for you, that you have to get above. The people that you work with, let's say in your job, that you can't stand, you have to work with them, you have to respect them. I didn't say you had to like them, but you have to respect them. And most of us, for the most part, have 9-to-5 jobs. And these 9-to-5 jobs will cause us to deal with all different kinds of people. And we have to rise above those circumstances if those kinds of people create negative feelings within us. So the next slide, self-confidence. Don't neglect the small daily disciplines. If there are certain things that you have to do to carry on your day to make you successful, now whatever you do to make that successful for yourself is up to you. One of my small daily disciplines is I don't miss a day during the work week that I go to the gym. I go to the gym 5 days a week and I stay there for roughly an hour. Sometimes when I'm at the gym for an hour, I'm talking to some people on the phone in USI, but that's okay. But at the same time, I'm still working out. I don't neglect that daily discipline that I have. Secondly, did you do your best? Whatever you guys are doing when you're talking to people, are you talking to people in the best way possible for yourself? Are you talking to anyone about anything the best way possible? Are you talking on the phone? Did you make that conversation on the phone your best conversation? Because your goal should be to beat your best every single time. And do you do whatever it takes to achieve your goals? Doing whatever it takes to achieve your goals. If you are so committed to USI where you feel that you have to get another job to get more packs and that's going to make you more successful, then do it. Whatever your goal is to achieve, you do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. And that's really important networking with people that you wouldn't ordinarily network with, talking to people, talking outside of your comfort zone. Guys, everybody has their own comfort zone. But going outside of your comfort zone is what's really, really important here. Next one is enthusiasm. Internal enthusiasm is 90%. That means whatever you have within you here, in you, is 90%. But whatever people see from you is 10%. Whatever you're outpouring to them is 10%. But how you feel about what you're doing is 90%. And that in turn, that internal enthusiasm will yield genuine enthusiasm. People will see that you're enthusiastic, and that is coming from internal enthusiasm. The next slide, expertise. Settle for nothing less. Perfection is paramount. Guys, when I say perfection is paramount, everything that you do should be to try to be perfect at it. Will you be perfect at it? Probably not. But your goal should be to be perfect at it so that if you're a little bit short, you'll still be okay. But if you settle for mediocrity, then you're never going to achieve the success that you're yearning to achieve. Preparation. Being well prepared for anything is important for success. What if you have a presentation to give? Like, what if I was just giving you guys a presentation here, but it was all written down on paper? What if I was doing that? That's not me really being prepared. Unless I'm using it as note cards, then maybe it's me being prepared. What about that presentation that you have to give at work? Are you prepared for that presentation, or are you going in going, I'll wing it and everything will be fine? That's not going to work. You have to at least prepare for every situation. Preparing yourself for success. Are you prepared to succeed? Because if you're not prepared to succeed internally, then you won't succeed. And that's really, really, really important that you guys have to understand. Super important. Life is designed to give us what we deserve. By saying so, I'm saying here, basically, that what we're doing is we're talking about all these different things that are going on here. And all these things that are going on within life will give us what we deserve. So if you're doing one thing one way and something another way, and then that's going to give you this yield of success that you're looking for, then you deserve that. But if what you're doing is, like, let's say, a half-ass effort and isn't exactly what you're trying to achieve, then what you deserve will be what you'll get, and that'll be mediocrity. And none of us want to settle for mediocrity. Next slide is self-reliance. Look mostly to yourself. Rely on yourself. Don't rely on other people to do things for you. Rely on yourself to be successful. Rely on yourself to understand everything, to achieve these goals that you desire. Because at the end of the day, it's you that's going to be the one that's going to be able to be that successful person. It's not going to be, you may have influences from other people that can create that success for you through your personal development or whatever you're talking about. But you are the person that is going to create that opportunity for success. So rely on yourself to make these goals, to achieve these goals. Image you have with others If people can see you are a leader, others will follow. If you're not demonstrating leadership towards anybody, whether that be at work, whether that be anywhere else, people will not follow you. The image of yourself and how you talk, think, dress, your capacity for learning, etc. How you talk is the way you're speaking to your audience. Remember, everybody has a different kind of target audience that you're speaking to. If you're speaking to one group of people this way, you may speak to another group of people this way. It all depends on your audience, how you think, what your process is when you're thinking about things. Do you actually sit and think about what's going to happen in the future, what has happened in the past, how you can change that, how you dress? Do you dress professionally? Very important. Your capacity for learning. How much can you understand? Does it take you a longer period of time to process than others? And if that happens, then so be it, and that's completely fine. But understanding your capacity for learning is actually really, really, really important. Because I myself, when I was a kid, had a learning disability, and I had to overcome that. And that was a circumstance that was given to me at birth. But I had to overcome that. And in high school, I wasn't the greatest of students. I coasted by, I was getting B's and C's, but I didn't really apply myself. Then I got to college and I got to graduate school. And then I really started understanding my capacity for learning. And then I overcame that learning disability. And then I had a 3.9 GPA in all of graduate school. So understanding that capacity is super important. How do you appear to yourself? How do you look at yourself in the mirror? If you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, I'm a failure, then you're going to fail. You have to have positive attitude. Positive attitude yields success. And there's going to be times when everybody is not going to be positive, and that's completely okay. But you have to figure out how you can get past that. Character. Very important to develop good character. What determines your character? Is it being honest to somebody, fair, helpful, etc.? Everybody has different distinctions of what they think the word character means. It's up to you guys to figure out what that means to you. Self-discipline. Understanding your role to achieve what is necessary for success. One of the biggest issues that we have in our lives is self-discipline. Having the self-discipline to start, for example, a gym program and go to that gym program and you're going to work out 5 days a week and you're never going to miss a day, no matter what circumstances are thrown at you. Whether that means you have to actually get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym, or you have to get up and go at 9 p.m. at night. You don't miss those things because that's part of your self-discipline. Self-discipline drives people towards success. If you can maintain that self-discipline, if you can keep a positive attitude, that is going to make you a successful person in the long run. Extraordinary performance. If you want to live extraordinary, if you want to have extravagant things, if you want to have that Lambo, if you want to have that Ferrari, if you want to have that $2 million house, then you must do extraordinary things to get there. You must give it your 110% every minute of every single day when you're trying to accomplish your goals. Because the thing is this, guys, we don't want to use negative words when we're talking about goal setting. So I just said you're trying to accomplish your goals. Instead of that mindset, it should be, I'm going to accomplish my goal. So this way you're already putting positive thinking in your mind. which will make you a success. If you wish it, you must demand it of yourself. If you wish to have that Ferrari, that big house, whatever your goal is, everybody has different goals, financial goals, whatever they may be, then you have to demand of yourself those things that are necessary to help you achieve those goals. Understanding that failure is inevitable. This is the most crucial aspect, and this is one I added. It's okay to fail, it's important to fail, and it's necessary to fail. Failure above all else will teach us how to overcome. In another MLM that I was in, I was not successful. But all the things that I did in that MLM, all the people that I networked with in that MLM created a success for this business. Now, I failed there miserably, absolutely miserably. But what I gained from that experience was leadership, the ability to be a leader, and the ability to network with a whole bunch of people that I wouldn't ever ordinarily meet. Because at the end of the day, guys, you don't know until you try. And you have to think outside the box. Failing is inevitable in everything. You think that when somebody who's an architect goes and then they go and they make this whole big drawing and design, that they always get it right the first time? No, they fail the first time, and then they have to make corrections to make it right. Everything in life, you will fail, but you will gain in knowledge from those failures and will be able to succeed the next time around. So you'll know that, hey, okay, this didn't work for me this time. I'll make damn sure this doesn't happen again. And by doing so, you'll create a path for success for yourself in whatever you're trying to accomplish. So it's really important that we understand that this failure is inevitable. Really, it talks about our whole life. It's not just in marketing, it's not just in our job, everywhere. Look, this is my first time having a kid, and I have a 2-year-old. You think the first time I put on a diaper, I did it the right way? No, I failed at it. Then the next time I did it, I failed at it again. Or the next time I did it, I failed at it again. But after that, I became like that. Because I learned from my mistakes and I figured out what to do. If any of you guys are dads, you know swaddling the first time around is not the easiest thing in the world. But you learn from it. You learn how to do it. I'm just saying, this is just regular life. This has nothing to do with USI or anything like that. But it's really important that we understand that from our failures, we will be able to achieve these successes that we desire, whatever that is in life. I'll tell you something else you guys don't know. When I was 13, I had a car accident. I was driving, well, I wasn't driving, my father was driving up to a wedding. It was my mother, myself, and my father. And we were driving along, and my father didn't realize he was going like 35 miles an hour on a turn, and he hydroplaned. And then he broke through a guardrail, and we rolled down a hill 6 times. My legs got caught in the door 6 times every time we rolled. So I had internal injuries on my leg. I fractured both of my femurs at the same time. I had a lower back injury and a head injury as a result. For 2 years, I couldn't play the sports that I was getting really, really good at. Really good at. And I couldn't. and I had to overcome that adversity. Everybody has some kind of adversity that they have to overcome. Everyone does. If you haven't had it yet, it's coming. You will. I can guarantee you that. That I can guarantee you. We can't guarantee you make 1%, right? But we can guarantee you that that you will definitely have to overcome adversity in life at some point. So take what you guys can from this, but understand that personal development in our lives is more important than basically anything else. Understanding how we can develop as an individual to achieve the success that we are trying to achieve can actually be more important than anything, can actually be more important than, not for nothing, our family. If you don't put personal development above your family, I'm not saying don't include your family. I'm saying if your family is getting in the way of you reading a book a day, or 1 or 2 chapters a day, or listening to an auditory book for an hour, then make that time so that can happen. Because you guys need to do that in order to succeed. Everybody on this team, because everybody here is a team member from what I can see. Yeah. So everybody on this team has the ability to succeed. Using these things that I just talked to you guys about, I think will really help you in trying to create that path for success that you guys are yearning for so much. So that's basically it. I wanted to keep it at about a half an hour for you guys. I hope this, helped you out a little bit. And enjoy your evening, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, guys.